What's going on, warriors? If you're having low blood sugar levels after your workouts, you're not sure why, try this out. This might be something that can help you out, and it could be a reason why you're having those low blood sugar levels, and I'll dive into that to just help you guys get better control over your blood sugar levels overall. Listen, guys, if it's your first time on the channel, I help busy diabetics to control their blood sugars, burn stubborn body fat, and build muscle. I also help in terms of bringing in supplements to help you in terms of building muscle, burning fat, and just improving your fitness overall. So if you're also interested in supplement reviews, I do a lot of those as well. So if any of that sounds good, hit that subscribe button, smash that bell notification, hit that like button. I definitely got you guys covered. So one thing you guys are gonna wanna do if your blood sugar is consistently going low after your workout is you have to consider Epoch. Now, Epoch stands for excess post-oxygen consumption. From a commercial standpoint, you guys probably know it as the afterburn effect. It's when your body's metabolism essentially is ramped up after a workout. Now, if your body's metabolism is ramped up after a workout, if you're a diabetic, what that's gonna mean is that that's also gonna absorb more glucose out of your blood to use as energy. Your body's trying to get back to a state of metabolic balance after an intense workout that's created damage in their body. Like, remember, when we work out, when we train, we create damage in the body. So the body has to repair itself and heal itself. And so to do that, a lot of times it uses up more energy post-workout as well in order to help uptake more oxygen, use more calories and more energy to help to repair the damage in your body as well done by the workout. Now, as a diabetic, what that means is that your blood sugar could likely dip low if you're using the same insulin to carb ratio that you normally use on days where you're not active or on moments prior to going and lifting and working out. That means if you're somebody who has an insulin to carb ratio, let's say for example of 1 to every 10 grams of carbohydrates, then you might want to change that to 1 unit for every 12 grams of carbohydrates, right? Because then you're going to take into account that afterburn effect and you're going to help to avoid that blood sugar low. Now, another thing you can do to help avoid what happens post-workout in terms of going low as a result of the afterburn effect or Epoch is going ahead and reducing your basal rate for a little bit and seeing if that helps you out. Now, lowering your basal rate by a couple points is something that you could start with. Now, this is how we adjust it. If you know that after you've lowered that basal rate to help to avoid that blood sugar low, you notice that you went high, then you know you didn't have to do that and you likely could keep the basal rate where it is. Now, the biggest thing with diabetes, as we know, is it's about pattern recognition. Now, you have to understand your own body's patterns, and once you understand your own body's patterns, you can make better decisions. So if you're someone who does not go low after a workout and you can keep the same insulin to carb ratio, then there's no point in changing it. But if you notice now and you're being mindful of what's happening and you notice, hey, Coach Jay, he spits a lot of crazy shit, but you know what? I noticed that my blood sugar level is going low after my workouts, typically later in the evening. Then based on your own body's patterns, you might notice that, hey, maybe that happens at dinner time versus lunchtime, and you're just getting hit with that impact later on. Then try changing up that insulin to carb ratio later on in the evening. Again, if you're normally a 1 to a 10, maybe increase that to a 1 to a 12, and then see how your body responds after that. Because you want to make sure that you get a couple samples of this. You don't want to just do this one time and go after that. Do a couple samples and see where your blood sugar is and take it from there. Maybe it was just a one-off in terms of your blood sugar going low and the other times you're good. But if you take a few samples and you take that and use that as a pattern, you can start to find your own body's patterns and then change it based on that. If you're always going low post-workout, or 7 times out of 10 you go low post-workout, then try the change up on the insulin to carb ratio and again see if that helps you guys out. The longer the workout that you're doing and the more intense that workout is with that duration, then the higher that afterburn effect is likely going to be. Another thing to consider too is consider, on active days. Maybe you have a rest day, maybe you have an active day. Consider where your blood sugars are on active days or rest days. Now, if you're active, for example, and you notice, hey, my blood sugars typically are staying pretty low on the days that I'm active, then maybe you might want to switch up that insulin to carb ratio on those active days, right? Or maybe you want to reduce that basal rate on those active days to help your body out. But be mindful of where your blood sugar is on days that you're active or days where you're taking a rest, or maybe you have an off day or whatever it is. Just be mindful mindful of what's happening and then make those adjustments based on your activity level for what you're doing. And it could be something as simple as maybe you're walking around cleaning offices, or you're doing whatever you're doing, you're having an outside construction job, and on those days your blood sugar tends to dip a little bit more. So maybe adjust those basal rates on those days, because you can create a little bit of an afterburn effect as a result of doing things like that as well, versus regular days where maybe you're just taking it easy and chilling at home. So consider things like that to help you guys out.